Recent winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature, Turkish novelist Orhan Pamuk, is a controversial choice since his outspoken comments on Turkish nationalism caused outcry in his home country. But his literary translator and senior lecturer Maureen Freely believes he deserves his accolade.
Rüya was lying face down on the bed, lost to the sweet warm darkness beneath the billowing folds of the blue-checked quilt. The first sounds of a winter morning seeped in from outside. The rumble of a passing car, the clatter of an old bus, the rattle of the copper kettles that the salep maker shared with the pastry cook, the whistle of the parking attendant at the dolmuş stop. A cold, leaden light filtered through the dark blue curtains.
That's a beautiful descriptive piece. Is that typical of Orhan Pamuk's work?
It is. I mean, he's a writer of many moods, and he can be very, very playful and very, very childish. But the reason his stories are so wonderful is that they exist in a second world, and he takes you into that place by putting you into a trance, just the way that your grandmother might have done when she told you fairy stories. And he makes you feel as if you're in this room and that you're about to go off into a dream world, which you do. He's a very, very original writer who puts together a lot of the things that are contradictions for the rest of us. He is from Istanbul. It's the city I grew up in as well. And this is a city which was the center of the Ottoman Empire and began to westernize in a serious way in the mid-19th century, and has been living with the consequences of that endeavor ever since. Of course, it's been modernizing more earnestly since Turkey became a republic in 1923. He grew up in the upper middle class in that city. He was educated at the brother school of my school, taught in English. So he's as well versed in Western culture as he is in his own. In fact, when he was younger, like most of his contemporaries, he knew more about Western literature than he knew about his own. One of the interesting things about him, and also the books that he writes, is that he came back to his own literary heritage through the great Western writers like Borges and Calvino and Eco. Snow, which is the first novel of his that I translated several years ago, is a novel set in the recent past, in 1992, in an impoverished city in the east of Turkey called Kars. And it's about a worst-case scenario. Everything that's gone wrong in Turkey and that part of the world over the past 50 years happens in the course of 3 days when the city is cut off from the outside world by a blizzard. There's a sort of a coup, and the police, the intelligence services, and the army, who are left in charge while their elders and betters aren't looking, do a rather macabre cleanup of the elements of the city they don't like, and then when order is restored, the history of that coup is pretty much erased. So it's his first overtly political novel. He said at the time that he wasn't going to be writing another one ever again.
Some critics have said that Orhan received his prize more for his political stance on Turkey's past and present. Do you agree with that?
It is inevitable, really, considering what's been going on. There would be people saying that. Those of us who know him well knew that the Swedish Academy doesn't like political controversy. We did feel that was why he didn't get it last year when he was being rumored to be up for the prize. And we were all very, very sure that the controversies that still surround him and his country would mean that they would just leave well enough alone for a long time. And so we were all shocked and very pleased.
So in a small way, do you feel like you share part of Orhan's prize?
I don't share the prize, but I share the pride in the prize, if you like. It's very, very important, if you're appearing in translation in English, that translation be accurate and that be faithful not just to the sentences, but to the music and the spirit and the culture. So Orhan and I, because English is a second language, consult a lot. I do the whole translation by myself without bothering him, but I want to make sure that before it goes into production, that It is a translation that he has had a chance to go over and ask for changes and engage in discussions. These can take him and me as long as a week of 9 to 9 discussions. Not all of them very sunny. Some of them are quite stormy. But I think this is what makes our approach to translation different, and I like to think that helped introduce him to more readers than would otherwise have known him.